Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting Action Figure Friday where I like to take a look at some action figures, their molds, their sculpt, their articulation, their paintwork, and their overall fun factor. And today we're here with something I've had for a little while, but I just haven't gotten to it because we're really backed up on these Friday action figure videos. And then someday I'm not going to make these anymore, except for rare occasion. But for now, we are still here, we are still doing it. Today we are here for the Neca Ultimate Ghostface from Scream. I love the Scream franchise. It has been a while since I've watched them. I'm due for a rewatch, but I know there's a new one coming, so I'm gonna wait till a little closer to the new film. But yeah, super influential to me. Awesome, like if you weren't there, like some of you were, a lot of my audience is my age, they know what's up. But if you aren't my age, if you're like 10, 20 years younger, you might not get it quite as much. But basically, I grew up with like the original wave of slasher films of the 80s, and I loved them as a kid. I still love a lot of them today. But Scream really was a game changer when it came out. And of course, leave it to the man, Wes Craven, to be the one that changes the game. R.I.P. Love that dude. Huge fan of his from, of course, A Nightmare on Elm Street, even Last House on the Left, movies like The Serpent and the Rainbow. I guess Music from the Heart is kind of the only miss for me, but you know what? Bless him for trying to make something he wants to make. He got to work with Meryl Streep. That's cool. And Scream is sort of his successful version of what he tried to do with New Nightmare, although I loved New Nightmare. I really did. So it makes so much sense that I would love Scream. And even like all the way through part 4, like even the weaker entries of 3 and 4, still a hell of a good time. But those first two Scream movies, especially with at the time Marco Beltrami's revolutionary score, which of course has been kind of copied and redone and hell, reused in Halloween H2O. They threw out John Ottman, his score, which was beautiful other than his theme song, and repurposed a bunch of music from Scream for that movie. If you didn't know that, go back and watch. You'll see what I mean. It's obvious as can be. So just loved this movie. Great cast, great dialogue, great everything, and I'm really excited to get back into checking it out. I love that he kind of did the meta thing. So we have Sidney Prescott's front door, essentially, or is that going to be the Drew Barrymore character? Her window. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It honestly looks like it's a window because of the shades, but it also looks like it should be a front door, but there's no knobs or hinges, so I don't know. But it's a cool background to use for some action figure photography. We have a lot of stuff in here. This is to represent pretty much all 4 Scream films, to the point that some of this, I honestly have, it's been so long I don't know exactly what we're looking at. Now, we do have our big sickle. I think that's a scythe, right? Sorry, I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I don't know. We got some fists so we can have them holding different weapons. I do love that we have various style knives, and they're very bloody, all the way up to the classic kitchen butcher knife, the voice change box, glow-in-the-dark mask, I don't really remember, bloody mask, rotten mask, I think that's from 4, it's been so long, but we also have the classic mask, and you know, this isn't the Ultimate line, it has a little bit of cloth just to actually have, you know, the tassels and stuff, which is, it needs. I would love to get a Sidney Prescott figure to go with this, and a Randy, and like the whole deal. I mean, they made a Laurie Strode for the 2018 Halloween, so fingers crossed that if this sold well enough, we'll get a Sidney Prescott. I don't know that we will, but I would love to. So we got a couple of cool fisticuffs here. Haha, see, fisticuffs because hands. So that's nice. We'll probably try switching one of those out. The scythe is very nice. It's actually a little pokey, so you want to be careful with that. Move this out of the way so it'll focus more properly. I do love like the detail of the paintwork in here, the rustiness. But this looks like a weapon that he did find in a barn. This isn't like super clean and painted. So I think that's fantastic. Pop these heads out. We'll get to those actually. I see some things. I want to get to these smaller things first so I don't lose them. Almost got them all. Now, I do not know my differences necessarily from the knives, but we do have kitchen butcher knife. Looks like more of an actual hunting knife for like, you know, carving up your kills or whatever. And that one, I don't know what kind of knife that is, but it's a nice knife. It's a nice knife. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Wow. Yes, I just made that reference. All right, the glow-in-the-dark mask, which I guess is, maybe that's actually supposed to be representative of the masks they gave out in Scream 2 with that awesome scene in the movie theater, which is brilliantly aped in, I don't know if it was the first Scary movie. I think it was the first Scary movie, but they did a brilliant job with that. So we got that. I do love the blood splattered mask. That's very cool. Old Ghostface got to have some splatter on, some bloody splatter. And I think this is really great. This reminds me of the modern Halloween film, but I really don't remember it. So I'm just guessing it was part 4 because it was dug out after so long. I don't know. All right, so has Neca actually been listening to me? I don't see any tabs. This feels like a figure that's just, yes, we did not have any silly little tabs or twist ties. He was perfectly molded to stay in that box. That's fantastic. Okay, so first and foremost, he's not wearing underwear. They did not sculpt a crotch piece. I mean, you don't really need it, but it's kind of interesting they didn't sculpt one. And of course, you know, you got all the other stuff going on. So let's run it down. He looks pretty fantastic. I think he's going to look better once we actually frame him. You know, once we pose him, I should say. So, of course, we do have some side to side on the head, some front and back, up and down, some twists, as you get with Neca. I don't think there's a lower neck joint. Again, some of the Neca stuff can be very stiff jointed, but we do have your standard shoulder work here. So that's nice. There's actually a little, what is that? Is that a staple? Am I gonna break that? Oh, is that like a sculpting wire? Oh, that's meant to be like a sculpting wire. Oh, that's cool. So don't pull that out. That is so you can actually kind of sculpt the hood to be a little more pointy and shadowy. That's actually great. That's a really nice thing that they built into this figure. I haven't really seen that before. So you do got your standard shoulders. Feels like maybe a double. No, it's a single jointed elbow. These will not come up enough. They are kind of stitched down here. There's a tiny bit of twist in that forearm. You do have some rock, paper, scissors in the hands here, and of course you get the twist there. There's no mid-chest. It's kind of about here is where you get a little bit of articulation. I can feel it move. You don't really see it move, but there is some. And again, it might just be stiff. Nothing at the mid-waist, as you saw with these legs, though. They can come right out. He can pretty much go into the splits and be like, oh, what have I done? Actually, I don't know why that leg won't go out to the splits when the other one will. Oh, because I just didn't have it. Ah! I wish, or somebody out there, if you got like a 3D printer or whatever, somebody needs to make a custom headset of this that you can put like the scary movie faces on it. That would be really fun. That would be really fun. You got kind of a ball jointed hinged knee, so you do get some twist in there. Looks pretty good. I do like that they molded this, so if you wanted the kind of skirt piece, you could still have like he's wearing the black jeans on under there. You get the boots, the classic boots with some hinge, ball joint, and you got pegs. So very nice, very nice. I don't really feel like changing the hands, but we gotta have this. Can I get it in there correctly? Or does it need the other hand to go in there is the question. Oh, I think it needs this hand. That is tight though. Wait, is that, no, that's the other hand. They want him to hold it like that? That would be silly. I mean, that fits pretty well, but that's not really the way I want him to hold it, man. So I can't get this in there for my pose? Because I really want him in stab position. I mean, it's tight. Feels like maybe I can work it in there. It's going. Slowly but surely. Good enough, I guess. Because you need him to be able to hold it that way. Hold it proper. Hello, Sydney. What's your favorite movie? Of course, I would have survived all the questions in the movie because at the time, the questions were so easy. You could certainly get more obscure horror questions now. Quite honestly, as much as I enjoy Jamie Kennedy, who's doing a pretty interesting YouTube channel, by the way, where he's kind of reacting to his roles and stuff like that, and he's been great in the recent Tremors films. I'm just having trouble with this. Yeah, I think Randy's trivia, especially by today's standards, he could do so much more. But yeah, there you go. What's your favorite scary movie? Who is the killer in Friday the 13th? All right, that looks pretty cool. He is pretty awesome. He is a Neca figure. Of course, he's going to stand. You're just going to have to work him out some, because often these joints on the Neca figures are very stiff when you first get them. But there you have it. There is Ghostface from Scream. And this is actually, I thought this was going to be a pretty simplistic figure for Neca, but honestly, for what it is, it's actually pretty great. It's one of the best horror Ultimate lines I've seen, and I'm very excited about it. But let me know, how do you all feel about it? You still a fan of the Scream movies? Do you think they still hold up? Are you excited for a 5th Scream? I mean, it could be good, but the first 4 were all Wes Craven, and it's going to be missing that magic, but maybe it'll still be great. Who knows? I'm willing to give anything a chance. I'm not going to decide before I see it. But let me hear your thoughts. Definitely geek out with me in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think about this. Other than that, you can click that thumbs up button, give me that good old thumb of encouragement, as I do love to be encouraged. And of course, you can check out the membership buttons. It's next to the subscribe button if you're on anything other than an iOS device. And that will allow you, squeaky floor, by the way. If I farted, I would tell you. I'm not ashamed. But I set up this whole thing in the squeakiest part of the room because I'm a good YouTuber. But if you're not on an iOS device, you can join the memberships. We do a lot of extra stuff over there, a lot of exclusive things, more content, more games, all that kind of stuff, cooking videos. We're having a blast. Come on over and do that. If you want to check out the music, I'm getting back into music. You want to deep dive through my old catalog, the past 25 years of just like 200 unreleased songs. We're going to start doing that on Patreon in June, so you might want to come on over to that. In the meantime, there's tons of video game Let's Plays and stuff there. That link's in the description below with a whole bunch of other links for fun stuff like Discord and the merch store, all that kind of stuff and more. But that's it. I said everything I need to say, so I'm going to get on out of here and go plot some murder sprees. I am kidding. That is a joke. That is reference to Scream. No one take that seriously. All right, I'll see you all later, Sydney.